Hello, fifth graders. This is Mr. Scrow, and welcome back to our final lesson of the music of Ireland. This is lesson week 28. Let's get started. We are going to start today with watching some students at the Culkin School of Irish Dance in Maryland. Watch closely and make detailed observations in the chat about what you see and hear. I know that we have some good dancers out there in fifth grade, so we're really relying on you to give us some extra information of things that you know from your own experiences as a dancer. By the end of this lesson, we will analyze and discuss Irish dance performances, interpret and visualize a poem about dance, and create a verse and perform a traditional Irish folk song. On the screen, you will see a poem by perhaps Ireland's greatest poet, W.B. Yeats. The W.B. stands for William Butler. W.B. Yeats. While I read the poem to you aloud, visualize and jot down words or describe images that come to your mind. What do you see when you visualize the Irish dancers in this poem? What does the author mean by the phrase, "and chase the frothy bubbles"? The Stolen Child, excerpt by W.B. Yeats. We footed all night, weaving olden dances, mingling hands and mingling glances, till the moon has taken flight. To and fro we leap and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles and is anxious in its sleep. On the screen now, you will see the Irish folk song, Molly Malone. Before I introduce the main task for today, let's review together the meaning of the first verse. What do you think is happening in the first verse? Hi, kids. This is Mr. Scrow, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about Molly Malone. So hopefully you just had a conversation about the meaning of the first verse, which is really important to this project because you'll see why in a little bit. But just to summarize, Molly Malone is selling the day's catch, which is shellfish, out of her wheelbarrow as she moves street to street across Dublin, which is the capital city of Ireland. And so our task first today is to sing through Molly Malone, and then I'm going to tell you about our special task today. Okay, so you might remember last time that I started singing the song. I introduced it to you by singing it in my octave, which is down here, in dub. And we ended up, when we were singing together back and forth, we ended up here. In dub. So we're going to stay up there. And I am also not going to be singing this back and forth with you because I'm assuming you already know the song. So we're going to sing it through one time together. And then I'm going to tell you about the special task. I'm very excited. So here we go. In dub. Here we go. 1, 2, and sing. In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. She wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Good. So I'm going to ask you in today's task, you will create your very own verse for the traditional Irish folk song called Molly Malone. So you're going to create our second verse today. Anyone can make up lyrics, but setting lyrics to music is not easy. So my process is I think about what the first verse was about, and I think about what is going to come next in the story. So that part is up to you to decide what comes next. And then I would write it out on a piece of paper, or you could type it. And then with the lyrics, with the tune of Molly Malone in mind, you have to test it out. And the real challenge is getting the syllables to match up with the rhythm of the song. So you want to make sure that they match up as much as possible. And the only way you can do that is sing it. And you're going to have a lot of stopping and starting and maybe erasing or deleting from your screen, and the process will go on like that until you feel good about and you're able to sing it through the way that you want it at the end. All right, so we're going to go to the next screen and I'm going to tell you how the points work, and we have a few bonus activities for you to complete today if you're done writing your verse. So this is the first time in music history in the intermediate level where we're offering this type of a deal. Some of you could end up with 30 points out of 10. So remember, the main task here that everyone has to do that's not a choice is to make up a second verse to Molly Malone. But you have to make up and write down in the verse 2 part of the sheet that is attached to the Google Classroom. You'll see a place there where it says erase this message and type your own verse here. You're just going to erase that message and write it in, and as long as your words make sense in the tune, we will award you with 10 points. That's it. For those of you that are extra motivated and you like the sound of getting 10 extra bonus points, you could create a video on Flipgrid of yourself singing your second verse. Check out this awesome example of Totally Terrific Talia singing her version of Molly Malone.
When I walked up to her, she was even more pretty. I asked her for tea, she politely said sure. She wheeled her wheelbarrow and walked with me. We were talking and talking, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. We were talking and talking, alive, alive, oh.
And then for those of you that are interested in dance, we have our first ever bonus points to award you for learning a dance routine that you'll have to go through the dance tutorial from Miss Smith. She put together a tutorial for you. You'll dance your own dance moves for the Irish song, Shipping Up to Boston. Let's take a moment and watch Miss Smith dance the routine that she had in mind for this song. So as long as you make that video on Flipgrid, then you can earn 10 bonus points for the dancing. So again, the main task here is, and the task that you should do first, is to write your lyrics. When and if you have time, then you can either sing or dance or both on the Flipgrid. All right, so we're going to give you the rest of today's period to finish up and do those 3 tasks. Miss Smith and Mr. Scrow will be here for the rest of this period if you have any questions or concerns. Good luck!